So when someone calls and they're new to town, what do you tell them to do?
It all depends, you know, if they're calling from, I guess, genre specific, you know, I have to know where you're trying to go, you know. If they're trying to do country music or you know, singer-songwriter, you know, I'll point them to Dope Turner or MusicStartsHere.org and, you know, try to get them started, you know.
I'm nosy. I said, how you hear about us? You know,
he comes from another perspective, you know.
How did you hear about us? You know, you coming in from out of town. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I mean, most of the time when it comes through, like, you know, MySpace or Facebook or whatever, you know. And, you know, and like you're saying, you know, we do get a lot from the website. And, you know, he'll answer them most of the time, you know. And it's pretty funny. Just like, he'll just come straight out like, how'd you hear about us, you know. But, I mean, anything from like Facebook or anything like that, you know, I'll just try to get them to the direction that they're trying to head, you know, so.
If you're an urban artist or a hip-hop artist, and they're asking you for what can they do in Nashville? What can someone, you know, never been seen, funk music, urban, what can they do in Nashville?
Well, you're right. I mean, for me, because I started out doing street promotion back in the mid-90s, and you had certain things, you had a lot of different urban acts that I used to do for outside of Nashville. And then one of the reasons why I did that because the people here was not serious about their craft. We had a bunch of rap artists who were concerned about blowing up in East Nashville, blowing up in South Nashville, you know. Their ear for whatever they was trying to do, the sound was not creative enough for, you know, nationally or commercially, you know, anything like that. So it has changed. It has changed. I mean, I think the acceptance of it, because you get a lot of you got a lot of rap artists here that's actually performing with rock bands, you know. So it's more acceptable. So for somebody from a rap or urban coming in from out of town, it's easier now than it was back then.
Right.
Because like I said, you can participate with a rock act or, you know, a heavy metal act, and it's welcomed, you know, and actually it's encouraged.
But the downfall to that is like, if once you get here and you record, what are you gonna do with it? You know, and that to me is the biggest thing with a lot of urban artists, whether it be R&B or hip hop. It's like, okay, you have a CD. What are you gonna do with it? You know, are you gonna try to tour with it? Or are you gonna, you know, try to sell it? I mean, what's your passion? Are you just a garage band? You know, and there are a lot of promoters like Saint Capo. They have this urban music challenge that they hold every quarter, and you know, they're trying to really build this hip hop scene, you know, to get awareness and help these artists build fan bases, and you know, and to get out more, you know, and to try to visit like Memphis or Knoxville or Chattanooga, you know. So it's like, what are you gonna do? Because you can come here and record, and you can go to the same club week after week after week and rap to the same people. You're not going nowhere, you know. So,
you know, one of the smartest moves to do would be, again, it's more accepted now. You can actually have a rock, heavy metal, and a rap act on the same show, on the same card. So if you got an A&R to come in and check out this, you know, this rock act or, you know, something like that, after that act gets off, and then if a rap act comes, then the A&R be like, okay, let me listen to this for a minute. So he may have a connect to say, hey, you may need to come and check these people out, you know, from that standpoint.
So I'm a new act that just moved to town. I'm pretty good at the hip hop, or I'm pretty good at funk and R&B. What should I do? Where should I go? What clubs?
What are you
who are
looking
the
for?
people?
What are you looking for? Are you looking for a deal? Are you looking just to perform? I mean, what are you looking for?
All of the above. I'm a new performer. I was good at home. So I come to Nashville because I know I've heard about a few music things that are happening. Young Buck, some of these people have made it out like that. What Where can I go?
I always change that B to an L, Young Luck.
Yeah.
Go ahead on that.
My
one.
suggestion would be try to find out where the scene is, because,
Key.
like I said, you can. With us, if you came to me with that, then I'll say you need to holler at Saint Capo, because they're pretty much holding down the hip hop scene.
Who is it?
Saint, Latino Saint, and Capo. So they're pretty much holding down the hip hop scene, or they do a showcase every Friday night called I would forget it, wouldn't I?
I'm looking at the
Sound
flyer.
Therapy.
Yeah,
Sound Therapy every Friday night. So it's where they all come together at the sports page downtown, and you have to sign up like maybe $5 to participate, but you have your rap acts and your R&B singers, and spoken word. All of them congregate in one place, And then if you really want to try to get it going, like I said, with Saint Capo doing the Urban Music Challenge, you can submit your music, and they pick out the 8 top people to compete against each other amongst a board of 3 judges. So if you really want to do something like that, then I suggest that you go that route. And also, there's Love Noise, there's Bill Lee, so there's a lot of people out there in the urban community really trying to push people.
I think you have to be, especially here in Nashville, you got to be very creative about your marketing approach. If you already know that there's no hip hop or rap A&R here, why are you here? But yet you still you may want to start a new movement, or you be the catalyst to for hip hop to be known in Nashville. Something you just have to be creative about your marketing approach.
Matter of fact, that's what we met with Russell Simmons a few years ago, and that was one of the things that he told me and Kai Hill. Look, make the streets call for you. If the streets call for you, then we'll come looking for you. So you really got to put in the footwork to make it happen.
What are the biggest mistakes you've seen people make when they come in?
We're still making.
Everybody claims to be the best, or the hottest, and you may be, but that's in your circle, But until you put it to the test amongst new people, we don't know,
Yeah, I'm so critical of your lack of growth in your material, in your in your vision or whatever. A lot of rap, and this is what I used to also be critical about back in the day, is that just because your brother and your cousin, bobbing their head and stuff, doesn't mean it's going to create a buzz outside. But yet you so wrapped up into what you want to do, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. And like I said, one of the things is that a lot of artists here, even though they will use Nashville as their base, they travel. They travel to get in different cities, check out everything and get booked in there. So let's say you go to Alabama to do a show. Well, they may be an A&R person from New Orleans, just happen to be in Alabama, they be like, okay, where you at? So you have to get outside Music City. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being, having Nashville as a base, but you've got to get out, or there's no, hip hop, A&R here.
In your experience here, let's talk about someone that you've seen just blow up. From you saw when they first started, what things did they do right to really make some good things happen? Any examples?
From first season of Not Just Country, I've seen a couple of bands go from, just local bands to, they were eyed, but now they're the antennas. They're going everywhere. Autobahn is another one. They had a good fan base, and now they on pay to the Rolling Stones. Back in the day, Bang 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 is now American Bang, they're opening for like groups like Kiss, and it's phenomenal, man. And even today, like November, I mean, the Worsties, they just got through opening for Bon Jovi and Kid Rock in Chicago, so it's a lot of growth,
What did they do? How do you watch them?
What did they do? Well, they started here. They built their fan base here, and I think that's key, because you want to build that momentum here. And the key marketing. And the key is like, you don't want to overplay yourself in Nashville. You after a while, you may just want to just play here once a month or, so often. So what they did is that they started going to the outerline cities like Louisville, and they may go to North Carolina and open for other bands. They may be the opening band, but you just grown your whole new fan base.
Here's one thing that is so true, that really just kind of like, you do not want to oversaturate yourself in a market that don't care nothing about you. That's just plain and simple. There was an artist, and they just actually packed up and moved. And I told their manager, I said, you oversaturated that person in a market that didn't care nothing about you. So you were just concerned about blowing up in this particular genre, this particular area of the city, and they didn't care anything about you. So now you're forced to get up and try to move, and you're going to be a little fish in a big pond. It's just going to make your struggle even more harder. So, but
also to piggyback on that, you also have to change with the times, and a lot of artists, I can really say about with the rock artists, they really follow the change in time. They started going digital distribution through iTunes and CD Baby and stuff like that. So you gotta be on the cutting edge to get further along. I mean, now they have the download cards. You gotta be on that cutting edge if you want to make it and try to make money for yourself. If this is your passion.
And another thing, I'm really a stickler for your creative sound. I can see where, let's use Jay-Z as an instance. When I remember him being creative with the Hard Knock Life song, and then he came, fast forward with that. What was the song? When the video, I can't believe with Danica Patrick, Dale Earnhardt. Them racing around the side of France.
That one.
No, he didn't. It came off with, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's just a different sound. Even just like when Outkast came out with that, hey y'all, I mean,
yeah.
totally flipped society. I mean, but they're constantly growing. I like the Eminem, song. He's steady growing, so you have to. I got an email. Somebody emailed me a song of a rapper. He performed this song. It was supposed to be, they was negotiating with something with Floyd Mayweather, and I got this song emailed to me. I'm sitting like, wow, and then when I hear about the rappers here in Nashville, I'm listening to their sound, I'm like, who are you comparing yourself to? What is just it has to be a commercial appeal to it.
And I think that's what Nashville's missing as far as a scene. I think we don't have a sound.
That Jay-Z song. I mean,
Anyway, it'll come to you in 1 minute. I bet you. I guarantee it's going to come back. Let's talk about a typical phone call or an email that you receive from people for your site. They're asking you for advice. Can you think of anything, and what do you tell them? Is there any specific?
Like I said, and he said too, the main thing is how to get involved. I mean, they want to know. They really don't ask advice about what should they do, where should they go perform. They're asking how they want to get on the show. And we always say, number one, just because you got a CD doesn't mean, anything. Everybody has a CD. And ironically, people tell us about a TV show. Just because you got a TV show, what? So it's just that main question, how do they get involved? I rarely receive an email asking, what do I need to do to get out there. I mean, back in the day, I used to get it all the time. They say, how come you don't ever promote any of your people in Nashville? Because you guys are not serious about your craft. You know, I used to go, you know, with the 69 boys. I used to promote them. You know, their commercial appeal. So when I come back to Nashville, I'm saying, what are you comparing your music to? Are you listening to the radio? Are you listening to what the crowd is asking for? But no, you're so concerned about, you know, yeah, I'm the king of East Side. Yes, East Side, West Side, you know. Like, that's what, you think I'm going to waste my mileage, airplane mileage, trying to promote your stuff up in the club? No, it's not going to happen.
Advice? Advice. That, it just comes down to the individual, you know.
How hungry you want it.
Yeah, how hungry you want it, you know. And it's like, any advice, if you're trying to go to a, you know, like, you're trying to go to a club, you're trying to book a club, go to the club, you know. Reach out to all the clubs that you're trying to get into and see if, you know, what nights they may have available for you to play in.
Oh, I got advice for you. Step outside of your own comfort zone on what you're familiar with. That's key. I had a young lady, a dear friend of mine, she's from Chicago. Her and her boyfriend came here, moved here for a couple of years. They didn't go with the normal things that they, you know, you would assume that they would go with. They infiltrated certain different areas of the city. And next thing you know, she was opening up for Erykah Badu at River Stages, doing showcases down at Bell Court. And she came in and she made an impact. You know, she stuck her footprint, and then she said, okay, now I'm going to New York. You know, did the same thing now. So she got, you know, Grammy credits for Kanye West and John Legend. And she said, she always tells me, said, I don't want a deal. You know, I want to stay independent so I can control, you know, my own stuff. But see, that, you know, again, it was a marketing thing, because she said, okay, she had an idea, she had a vision. Let me go, I want to do it this way. And she had a plan. So, you know, all of those things, you got to have a plan, and you got to be, you know, marketing savvy.
Hold on for a second.
Yeah, I was going to say, take a break for a second.
But you have a couple questions, I know.
I do have a couple questions.
It's a matter of
But I was
fact.
going to actually, he was thinking what I was thinking.
Go ahead.
You were glistening again, so you're going to.
See, I got my medicine down there, so I don't sweat.
New money.
That's right.
We're like the women. We don't sweat, we just glow.
Yeah, exactly, you know.
Money. I'm trying to get one of those printing press things. I'm trying to get one of those so we can print some money. One of those official government ones, you know.
Because you've heard of J.I.